What was the question?
How did you get into fixed gear? Because I've never heard of it.
So like, I remember a friend of mine years and years ago had a really cheap one, and he was into it from like YouTube and stuff. And I saw him on it, and it looked so friggin' cool. And I had a go, and I was just hooked straight away. So I guess it's come from YouTube, really. Something called Macaframa, I don't really know. It's basically San Francisco. They did this little documentary about fixed gear bikes, and they looked like this. There were people riding them like this, and with all sorts of like different colours and different setups, and I just loved the whole thing, that it was different.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I like the shape of it, I like the form, and I just, yeah.
And do the tyres, can you get wider tyres for them?
Yeah. So most fixed gear bikes come with these, which is called 700C wheels. They're very thin, they're very fast. Nowadays, some fixed gear bikes, especially in America, they have like 26. What are yours? 26 inch?
Mm-hmm.
So like that size and that tyre size as well. And they put them on bikes like this. Where obviously the drivetrain is obviously just one fixed wheel.
The main thing being that there's no gear other than the one constantly going round. No brakes.
Some people have brakes.
You don't have brakes though.
No.
How do you stop?
Well, this is the thing. I remember watching another person is Julia Elliott from London. I remember watching her video, and she's absolutely like bang on it. Like, she was saying how she was faffing around with brakes all the time and gears, and it was just like a hassle. Like, anytime she'd break something, and it's the same with me. I had bikes in the past, like mountain bikes and stuff. And when the brakes go, and when you've got to fix the gears and stuff, it's just like, with this, it's like there's nothing to worry about really, too much.
Zero maintenance.
Exactly, yeah, and that was the one of the other main attractions. So what you got to do is you can either like resist, obviously you're pedaling along, you can like resist, so you gradually slow down.
Oh, okay.
So you like push down on the pedals rather than, they come with these straps too.
Yeah.
You lift your foot up, foot up on the strap, and one pushes down, and vice versa. I reckon like in the first year or two of riding one of these, you'll just want to skid stop everywhere, you know. But yeah, essentially lock up your legs.
And I've driven yours, or ridden yours once, and it's so hard to get. It's so hard to get used to mentally.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. I remember
if you've never done fixed gear before.
Oh, of course. It's like when I first went on BMX, I was like, whoa, like it's very, very weird if you've ridden this for many years, then go to like a bike like yours where you can coast. As soon as you've got some speed up and you stop pedaling, it's the weirdest feeling, because you're just going to want to keep on. It's really weird, like going from this to something you can coast, or from like that to this. It's bizarre.
So what were your first bike, was it?
The first fixed gear bike?
No, your first bike ever.
First bike ever, I used to have, the first bike ever I had like a little booster bike, which is tiny. Obviously I was like a toddler. I was a green and black booster. It's a rally, or a Raleigh, whatever they're called, booster bike. Then I went from that to a giant bike, mountain bike. Then I went from a giant to a something called a zombie Barracuda. That was amazing. I loved that. That was brilliant. And then from the zombie Barracuda, I went to my first fixed gear bike, which was a Create bike. Basically, a shit bike. But at the time, I had no idea that I was going to get into this whole thing. Do you know what I mean? So I bought this Create bike, and back then they were about £150, £200 for the whole bike delivered to your house in a box. And that was the appeal. It was bright colours. It looked like that, and you could ride straight away. And the lesson, not a lesson as such, but one of the things I made sure I didn't do was put brakes on it, because if I put brakes on it, I'm just going to be relying on brakes to stop me. Whereas when I first got the bike, I put straps on it and learned how to stop properly.
Do you see that there's a safety issue?
Oh yeah, massively. Yeah. Oh yeah. If I could, I think you need to have.
Are there children's versions of these bikes with stabilisers?
I really don't think there is, mate. I reckon when you're riding, especially in like a busy city, especially London, you develop like a foresight. So like when you're going through traffic, you kind of in your head you can see like a car pulling out, and you're thinking in your head, right, in 5 seconds time that's going to be there, or that person crossing the road, when I approach they're going to be there or there. Then you have to, I think you develop that whole
start
thing.
second guessing other people's action.
Oh absolutely, yeah. And then in terms of safety, it's fucking dangerous. Don't get one. Don't do it. Well, no, it's fine. As long as, I don't know, if you're a bit skeptical, stick a brake on it. But some bikes, especially the cheaper ones, that obviously you get built straight away, they come with what's called a flip-flop hub. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
So like this one, for example, now this is a replacement back wheel, because I had a puncture earlier, so I just changed the whole wheel. So this here is a coasting cog thing.
Okay.
Freewheel, that's a freewheel right there. And on the other side it's a fixed cog.
Okay.
So like, if I had a brake and wanted to change this into what we call single speed, I just flip the wheel over and use that side.
Amazing.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
But I'll never do that.
No.
This is a wheel that I got off of eBay very, very cheaply. I just haven't had time to take that off. What was the question?
Safety.
Yeah, it's not safe.
No. And is fixed gear big in Britain or Europe?
No, I think
it's an American.
I think it used to be certainly in San Francisco, because that's where I saw it first. And then I think it's always been big in America. It's probably still big in America now, but there's different avenues. There's fixed gear freestyle, which is that other bike that I've got. People ride the big chunky tyres and they do like more BMX style stuff. It used to be doing all the tricks on the bikes like these with the really skinny tyres, and then that fixed gear freestyle developed with the bigger tyres. But you've also got things like, I can't remember what it's called. It's called like Crick or Crig or Hook or something. I'm probably going to get slated for that. But it's like some race that people do on like fixed gears and single speeds, I guess. There's also something called alley cat racing. Have you heard of that?
No.
So alley cat racing, I've done a couple. Alley cat race is basically someone organises a big race, right? And you all meet up at the same location, like here for example, and you hand out numbers and stuff. And there's loads of different types of alley cat thing. The one I've done is where the guy organised it so we all have a map, right? Every racer has a map. And you've got like a key on the side, or you've got like things, destinations or monuments or whatever you have to go find, and you have to take a picture of it and be in the picture, and then the first one back to the original point with all the pictures wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's other variations of it, but that's the gist, and that's very fun.
What have you got a pink chain?
Why? I don't know, I reckon it separates the colour.
It does. There's a couple of orange bits on there, but...
Oh yeah, so, okay, the story behind that. Okay. So, it's got a pink chain, and I had that lying around anyway, but it was too short. So I found an orange chain, and I cut the links off necessary to add on to the pink chain to make it longer, so it would fit this.
See.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Frankenstein chain, isn't it? Or a bike. Frankenstein. There's like just loads of parts from all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can get them with a suspension, or no? Is that a?
It's probably frowned upon.
Yeah. More than brakes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm probably yet to see a fixed gear bike with suspension, but you know, there's also the other side of it where the whole form and function is that it is like a road bike.
Yeah.
It is like a velodrome bike, but on the street kind of thing, urban.
Yeah. And are these the ones they use in the velodrome?
Oh no way! They probably used to do once upon a time,
Maybe.
but no. They're like more aerodynamic, aren't they? They've got the massive disc wheel things, but the function is pretty similar. Like you can't coast. Yeah.
And do you think, like BMX is now in the Olympics, do you think you could ever have
BMX in the Olympics?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Are you serious?
Yeah. BMX is an Olympic sport for the last 2 years.
Serious?
Last 2 Olympics.
That's amazing.
Do you think you could have an event with this?
Well, yeah, the velodrome thing, isn't it? It's already an event. That's it. I don't know about like fixed gear freestyle though, because there's a guy called Steven Jensen who is ridiculous on a BMX and a fixed gear bike.
Yeah.
He's on any bike. So yeah. Oh, and Super Ted as well. He can do a few bits and bobs on the bike. That's the guy who built my other one, Super Ted.
Oh, okay, cool.
He you know, all the tubes, not necessarily the whole, but the frame and the forks. He welded it all.
Yeah.
Built it.
How easy is it to, once you've got a frame, or can you build a frame now?
I can't.
You can't.
I can't build a frame. No, I haven't got the skills. I haven't got the welding certificate and all that. No, I don't.
Just a certificate.
Certificate. Bikes like these, I like to build them, as in put the parts together, like source parts. Like this, when I first got this was a rusty, old, like 1970s or whatever frame and forks. And I took it down to powder coaters, got it all blasted into this colour, and then I just sourced all the other parts,
Amazing.
put them together. There's a lot of like measuring, and there's a lot of trial and error, but eventually you do get there, and you come away with like a nice bike to ride.
Yeah. If you had the choice between taking my bike out for a ride or your bike out for a ride, you would take your bike.
Well, that depends. It depends if we're going down a mountain or if we're going on a road.
We're just going for a nice leisurely cycle.
I don't know, mate. I'd probably take this.
Why? That's my final question.
Alright, because alright.
I want to get into your mindset of why that's better, because I just can't get.
Okay. The reason why I would choose this over the hybrid bike is one, obviously you're constantly pedaling, and I feel that you're more connected to the bike. Like if you think every single stride that I make, or whatever you call it, with the pedal, it's like I know how much power to put, or how much energy to put in every single stride to get me to where I'm going. Like if I know that there's a corner coming up, I know I need to slow down, or I need to apply pressure, whatever, do you know what I mean? And then I like the idea that you have to think about riding. You have to think about it. You can't just like, I bet with that one it's just so easy. You just drive along like a car.
It's the difference between an automatic and a manual car.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you still got gears. You have to go. Yours is like a manual car.
Okay.
Mine's a soapbox derby cart, and I have to think about everything. Yeah, I like the fact you have to think about everything you do. You have to you develop, like I said earlier, you develop such a great foresight, and you are constantly thinking about what you're about to do and what you are doing. You can't really like take your hands off the handlebar because you'll die. You will die.
So you're much more conscious and as one with the bike.
Yeah. Whereas if you see a car coming or you see a corner coming, you just slam on the brakes or whatever, and just easy, very easy. I'm not slating the way you ride. I'm just saying I choose the hard way.
Yes.
I chose the harder path. And also, like, there's other things as well, like going out for like a ride to clear your head. You know, I prefer to take one of these out, just because you feel more connected to the road as well. Like,
I get that.
Way more. Like, there's no suspension. You have to, like I was saying earlier, you feel every bump.
You can't detach your mind from what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. But of course, there's also the other thing. There's no greater, there probably is, but there's no greater feeling than just seeing a load of cars all lined up in traffic, and you're just straight through to the front, and it's just like brilliant. Like, I would rather be on this than sat in a car, unless it's raining. Then I'll choose a car. Or snowing. And I'll probably stay in bed. This is the hipster way of getting on your fixie. First time. Twat.